Oh, God. Eden, what have you done? You killed him. Yes, Kelly, my sweet. I knew it all along. I knew it all along.
Excuse me, could I maybe get that for you?
Oh, let it ring. I'm too busy to talk to anybody. What are you doing here? I thought I told the whole staff to knock off early.
Well, yes, sir, and that was very kind of you. Terribly kind of you.
Well, it is New Year's Eve. It's your God-given right to count backwards and wear stupid hats.
Thank you. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, you know, no rest for the wicked. I've got a bunch of crucial information regarding Eden Castillo's involvement in the Quinn Armitage murder. You could do me a favor. Teeny-weeny one. Before you leave.
Sure.
There's a gun down at the lab. A kid found near the site where Eden Castillo crashed her car. Have it brought down to me, will you? I have a gun with Eden's prints on it. I have Kelly as a witness. Things are looking good. Looking good.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks.
What's wrong?
That was Mel Kramer from Forensics. I guess it was too much to hope we could close out the year with some pretense of a celebration.
They found something? Would you tell me?
Somebody must have been poking around near the site of your accident.
And they found the gun.
Yeah. The lab has checked for fingerprints. Keith ordered the report sealed, so he doesn't know what the results
we know my
were.
fingerprints are on it. Once Keith knows I touched that gun, he's going to think he has the murder weapon.
Well, what are you doing?
I am not going to be arrested. I'm not going to be led away in handcuffs.
Wait a second. Let's not go flying
I'm going
off
to tell
half
Keith
cocked.
that it wasn't my bullet to kill Quinn.
You can't go tell Keith that.
Enough. I've had enough. Please don't try to stop me.
Eden, please.
Look, I can't take this anymore. I have to tell my side of the story. It's the only chance that I've got.
What story is this? What are you going to say to
That
Keith?
I didn't kill Quinn. That there was another gun that night with a silencer that somebody put into Kelly's hand.
And how are you going to explain why you forgot to mention this rather salient fact before?
Because I didn't know before. Before I went back.
Before you went back. So you're going to explain to Keith, our dear friend, that while you were in the hospital in a coma, a part of you made a little pilgrimage back in time to the scene of the murder. I'm sure he'll buy that. He's a very spiritual man.
I'm not exactly going to describe it in that way. I could just tell him that I remembered something that was blocked by the trauma that I experienced.
The way Kelly suddenly remembered under hypnosis that she saw you shoot Quinn? Now that he's got the transcript in his hand, which memory breakthrough do you suppose he's going to believe, yours or Kelly's?
Well, you know, I got to do something. I mean, things are different now. I know I didn't kill him. It wasn't my bullet that shot him. I have got to make him believe that.
Eden, we are talking about a man who hates you. He's also going to hate the fact that the gun was concealed. Now, if you insist on doing this, at least give me a little time to find out how much he knows about the gun. Then you and I can sit down and discuss what you can and cannot reveal when you talk to him.
This is really unreal. I mean, I'm supposed to be going to my parents' house to help Kelly set up for the wedding. You know, what am I going to say to them? I would say, oh, I can't show up. I'm going to be sent off to jail.
You're not going to go to jail, and you're not going to miss your parents' wedding. No matter what. I won't let that happen. Since when do you take it upon yourself to withhold felony evidence from investigating officers?
What is that funny whining sound I hear? Is that the pot calling the kettle black?
I beg your pardon. I didn't even hear that a weapon had been recovered until after it had gone through the lab. Then I find out the report has been sealed, which is not only irregular, it's illegal.
Well, so is what your wife did, Inspector. But then I suppose she thought if she pitched this out the window of a moving vehicle, no one would know it existed. But as any crack detective such as yourself can attest, these things have a funny way of turning up.
Maybe you'd like to tell me how you connect my wife to that gun.
Oh, just a hunch. Although the fingerprints did bolster my conclusion somewhat.
May I see the report, please?
Why? I've already told you most of what's in it. The only part I left out was who else's prints they found. Yours. I am not going to wait for your brother all night, Eden.
She has the right to have an attorney present during questioning. You may not recognize the phrase, Keith, but it's well known among real lawyers. Comes right after the part about having the right to remain silent.
Don't lecture me about the law, Castillo. Not until you've explained to me why you ignored every rule of disclosure by keeping that gun a secret from this office.
He did nothing of the kind. You have no right to accuse him.
I haven't missed anything, have I?
We were just trying to determine why the inspector and his wife chose to withhold knowledge of the whereabouts of a .38 caliber weapon of the exact type that killed Quinn Armitage.
I hope you've exercised your Fifth Amendment rights.
I want to talk, Mason. There are a few things I need to say.
I don't think that's in your best interest, and we've had a chance to talk privately.
I'm not afraid.
I'm not saying you should be. I'm merely urging caution and good sense.
Mason, she is determined to speak her piece.
One question. Have you found the bullet that was taken from Quinn's body? The bullet that was lost?
Not yet.
Go ahead, Eden.
It's very simple. I didn't kill Quinn.
I have an account here of an eyewitness who just happens to be your sister. She seems to say otherwise.
Kelly's statement, like any statement made under hypnosis, is inadmissible and therefore irrelevant.
Kelly was mistaken. She may have seen me with the gun. She may have heard the shot.
The same shot
It was
that
not
Cassandra...
the shot that killed Quinn. Please, listen to my story. Hear me out. What you have to understand is how dazed I was when you spoke to me after the shooting occurred. I was worried about my sister. I was afraid that the combination of the drugs and the alcohol was lethal and that she was going to die.
Mr. Capwell, would you mind asking your client if there is any point to this preamble?
I am trying to explain why I didn't remember all the details, Keith. Everything was a blur, and it's been in the days since then that I've been able to remember anything at all.
Such as?
Well, I guess I should go back to the time when Robert got the gun away from Kelly and went upstairs after Quinn. I was worried about her. I wanted to take her to the hospital. But we heard a noise. And I was afraid it was Quinn, and if he knew we were leaving, he would try to keep us from leaving, so I took the gun and I went upstairs. I was in the hallway. There was a shot, and Quinn fell.
So you heard a shot, but you didn't see who fired it?
No. There was a dim awareness of something behind me, a barrel of a gun protruding from the wall. I didn't concentrate on it because I rushed to see if Quinn was still alive.
Excuse me. We are saying that we saw a gun materialize out of nowhere, held by no one.
I saw it for a split second, Keith. I checked Quinn's pulse. I turned around to see where the shot had come from, and nobody was there.
Imagine that.
Let's drop the editorial comments, all right?
In case you missed the point, Keith, Quinn was already dead before Eden could even think about firing a gun.
I'm not here to hear your version, Castillo. I am talking to your wife. Go on, Eden.
After I turned to see where the shot had come from, I saw Kelly at the top of the stairs. Our eyes connected for a second. She went unconscious, so there's no wonder that seeing me in the position I was in with the gun in my hand, that she thought that I killed Quinn, but I didn't. And I will swear to you, under oath, if you like.
This gun was fired, Eden, by somebody. The lab has already determined that.
I think Eden has finished her story.
She fired a shot that night.
She didn't say that.
Well, what am I to assume? That she took the gun home for some impromptu target practice after the fact?
My attorney's right. I have said everything I need to say, Keith.
Do you deny that you withheld this gun when by all rights you should have submitted it to a member of the investigative team?
I don't think we need to bore each other with recitation of the Fifth Amendment. Unless you can prove that the bullet that killed Quinn came from the gun in front of you, you have no right to detain my client any further.
Don't be so smug, Capwell. If we can find the gun, we can find the bullet too. And when we do, Mrs. Castillo will be royally detained to the tune of 25 to life.
Let's go. Happy New Year to you too, pal.
can't believe we're actually going to get dressed and go to my parents' wedding. Never thought that would happen in a million years.
Yeah, well, after the way you handled yourself in Keith's office, I think you earned the right to be there.
You know, felt really good to sit there in front of witnesses and say that I didn't shoot Quinn. And really know that it was true.
Yeah. I had my doubts, but I'm glad you did it.
Thank God you were there. I mean, you told me what to say and when to stop, and if you hadn't stopped me before, I probably would have done myself in. Thank you for supporting me and protecting me.
I wouldn't be thanking me yet, darling. We still have to find out who really did kill Quinn, you know?
Yeah, I know. I think we bought us some time, though. I feel like I have a second wind. Like I've come out of hiding after a long, cold winter.
What are you, a bear or something? Maybe we really do have something to look forward to come the new year. Maybe we got something after all.
Oh, Rachel, hi.
Hi, Rachel.
Not too late.
Not at all. Your father's with the minister, and he asked me to tell him as soon as you arrived.
Great.
Finally, you guys are here. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's
We're
fine.
working
We
on
just
it.
had a hairy session in Keith Timmis's office. Well, we're here now. How's Mama? Is she nervous?
She's okay, but she needs one last thing, and that is a quiet moment with you.
I think I'm gonna go up and talk to her.
Okay. Take your time. Give her a kiss for me.
Mason and Cassie are in the living room. Come on.
Okay.
Mama,
Hi.
what are you doing in Kelly's room?
You're here already.
You look very pretty.
Thank you.
What are you doing in this room?
You laugh at me.
Good, I like that.
I wanted to change in here. I didn't want to use our room or his room. I wanted to save it.
So Daddy could carry you over the threshold.
I can't wait till Adriana gets old enough to laugh at you when you get romantic.
I'm
with
not
Cruz.
laughing, and I think that you and Daddy are the most romantic couple I've ever known. Why else would you keep getting married?
3 times. I thought I should be embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed. And then I thought about it, a simple suit, but
Yeah?
you know what?
What?
I'm too happy for a simple suit.
Oh, Mama, I'm so happy for you.
Now, see, I said I wouldn't cry. I would not cry until I said the vows. I've been looking at baby pictures and I haven't cried. And I'm not going to cry because you're home. And you're healthy and you're with us right now. And I'm not going to cry because your dad and I are...
You're gonna be together.
No. You don't know how wrong it has felt to leave this house at night. I brought my babies home to this house. Now I'm going to see that guy every morning when I wake up. And I'm going to try to understand what he says to me when he's brushing his teeth and talking to me at the same time. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I can just reach over and touch him.
And here I thought that Cruz was the only person in the world who talked while he brushed his teeth.
Oh, I guess it's almost time to go down.
Yeah.
You know, something happened to your dad and me when you were in the hospital. It was very subtle, but it was very powerful.
I can tell.
And this time we're gonna make it. We're gonna have to, because 4 marriages would be tacky.
Do very well at public sentiment, but this time I need to say what I feel out loud. My darling Sophia, I just want you to know that this time will be different. I swear to you. The first time we got married, I didn't even know what the words meant. It was just something you say when you get married. I repeated what the minister told me to repeat. I kept on thinking how pretty you were. Second time I said the words, and I said, I got it knocked now. I've got someone who's the answer to all my problems. Of course, that couldn't work. This time, I'm just going to be one human being trying to get through life with another human being. I'm going to ease up. And don't you all laugh. I'm going to roll with the punches. And I'm going to appreciate that I get to live with someone like you. No one has to hit me on the head anymore. I know I've got something great and wonderful. I'm not going to mess it up. And you're still so damn pretty.
Sophia?
Top that, huh? Weddings are usually at the end of the movie. The end. And the girls all, plan the wedding and don't really ever think about after that. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I found this dress in the back of my closet, or I didn't place every flower myself in this room. I love weddings, particularly when they're my own. But this past week, I wasn't really fantasizing about this moment, the wedding. I was thinking about afterwards. I don't know how long afterwards, but when everything was quieted down and newness is worn off and there's just the two of us alone. And there's really nothing left to say. And I was thinking about how happy we'd be then. Thank you very much for asking me to marry you. I love you.
With this ring I thee wed, and with all thy worldly goods I thee endow, and thereto I plight thee my troth.
Inasmuch as Sophia and Channing Creighton have consented together in wedlock, and thereto have pledged each to the other, and declared the same by the holding of hands, in accordance with the authority vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife.
You gotta be able to do this in your sleep.
Hannah, Richard, Timmons, get the hell out of here. I'll put your neck.
I have a warrant. Eden, may I have this dance?
What do you think you're doing?
Well, somebody's got to put the cuffs on.
What the hell are the grounds? You had nothing an hour ago.
You can't walk in here and throw around accusations.
These are not random accusations, Mrs. Capwell. I have proof.
Since when?
Well, that's for me to know and you to find out.
Daddy!
Mr. C! No! Do that! No! See, don't do that!
Get her the hell out of here.
Cruz, don't let anyone take
Don't
her.
put your hands on her. This is a mistake. She'll be back in a few minutes.
Let them take her.
So, darling, it's